Hi guys, I hope we're live, and thank you for joining me. I'm just going to check these settings. The first time I've done this, where I'm actually streaming from my desktop straight to Facebook Live, so hopefully this will all work okay. Okay, just getting everything set up. That's supposed to say great, we're off to a great, there you go. Yep, so can you hear me okay, Abby? Could you put in a little reply there if you can hear me and see me okay? If you can see the screen okay, that would be great. Thank you. There's a little bit of a delay from my end on this, so it's difficult to tell whether I'm actually getting through okay. Hopefully so. We will start in about a couple of minutes, let people get over here. Yeah, I can hear and see you all good. Thank you, Abby. That's really kind of you. Really appreciate that. Okay, give it a couple of minutes and then we will set off with tonight's session. Before we do start, anybody listening, please forgive me if I don't keep up. Thanks, Janie. Thank you, love. That's great that you can all hear and see okay. That's fantastic. I've got a bit of a delay here, so it's odd. I'm looking at myself on the screen. Maybe I shouldn't do that because there's about 2 or 3 second delay there. I can tell. Okay. Yeah, we'll get going in a second or two. I hope you like the new setup for the FCD Out There page. Hopefully it'll all work okay with no technical difficulties that I seem to have had over the years with these things. Yeah, my apologies if I don't answer, because I'll obviously be concentrating on the actual session. If I don't answer all your questions that you put in the live chat, I will get back to them as soon as I can, and if you can help each other by answering things, if you have the knowledge yourselves, that'd be fantastic. I don't know if Helen will be joining us later. She may do, so she may be able to help with the live chat side of it. It's just a matter of really giving it a couple more seconds, and then we'll make a start. I don't know if there's anything on here. I can't see anything. On the old version of this, they've just updated it, Facebook. You used to be able to see how many people were actually viewing. I think there's only 2 at the moment from what I can see. Now it's gone back down to 1. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll just give it a couple of seconds. I'm sure that people will join as we head off into the night with it. Okay, okay, we'll make a start because I'm going to be about an hour on this session tonight, and I don't want to, sit here wasting time really. Okay, there could be people out there that are watching that are not actually showing up on the live feed, so we'll make a start, and anybody else that's missed it can always. There's 5 showing. Thank you, Janie, at your end. Yeah, they can always watch it later on. The bits they've missed in the replay. Okay. Right, so most of you know me. I'm Nigel Mortimer. The people that are watching this will know who I am. Ex-ufologist, for very good reasons, and also still deeply involved and really interested in the paranormal, but mainly these days ITC Ghost Box builder and experimenter. So I like to do these, they're not shows really, they're sessions with the Ghost Box, so that we're able to actually look at how, for 2 reasons really. How do Ghost Boxes work? I always like trying to explain a little bit about them for anybody new that's come into the subject. And also, do the FCD Ghost Boxes work? Well, the best way I thought is to show people them in action. And if we get some good results, well, yeah, maybe they work. If we get nothing at all, well, maybe we have to try again. It doesn't always mean that there's anything wrong with the boxes. It can be just a good night or a bad night. Like many of you know in the paranormal, these things happen. But fingers crossed, hopefully, and we call on all high spirits and anyone from any domain really, whether it's off Earth, on Earth, in the other spiritual realms or wherever to help us with this session, so that they can bring in their energies and send them out not only to this session but also to yourselves, so that you can make a firm connection with what's going on tonight. This session will be mainly about Nikola Tesla, who I have written about in the past. People will may know that I am holding my book up, but I can't see it. That I wrote this book back in the about two years ago now, and although it was primarily about Tesla's involvement with UFOs, it was working towards, which is very strange, the etheric field of other worlds, really, and that includes the paranormal, the spirit realm, you know, that type of thing. He wasn't just involved, although people feel he was a great scientist and you know, involved in lots of new foresights into experimentation and things. He actually was very much involved in the paranormal as well. So, and he did believe that there was an etheric field that permeates this reality. Science today is actually finding this out to be the case. It's only taken them, what, 50 odd years since he died to actually come to that conclusion. So, you know, a lot of the things that Tesla said have been justified, and probably more and more so as we go into the future. What I've got my book here for is not to actually plug it or anything. It's to actually, in case we get anything come through on the spirit box that maybe seems, you know, might be an odd word there that seems that it doesn't really connect with Tesla at all. I might be able to do a right quick look through the book and see if there's anything that ties in with that may directly point to something that he's trying to communicate about. And also we can check later on as well the facts and things. I mean, for example, I will be asking one of the first questions when we shout out to Tesla, when were you born, to see if we can get any sort of, you know, I'm sure he's listening already, any sort of reaction, any sort of information from the ghost box that will pertain to dates or anything to do with his birth, and also when he died too. So that information I do know about, you know, beforehand, and we'll be able to click it up to you on here and show you, you know, if anything does come through that seems to be very relevant. As in a lot of times, and what you find is that a lot of stuff comes through, it doesn't seem, you know, it's missed as well a lot of the time, but it doesn't seem relevant until you actually go back over the recording slowly and then, you know, have a look at the research and see if anything did fit in then. Okay, I'm just going to go quickly down the list of people that we've got here. I've said hi to Abby already, Abby Layton, Janie, my good friend Janie. Anybody that likes from the heart, soul, energy connected paintings, go over to see Janie's Facebook page. Some absolutely brilliant paintings there that you know, that you need to look at. That they are very, very good. Okay, Natasha Payton, she's here. Kevin Vincent Hadlow, I know there's a few more of you that have popped up to watch the live video and you're not showing up. You may have come on there anonymously, I don't know, but there are other people on there. So let's make a start. We've been nearly 8 minutes into this and all I've done is ramble on, which is about right for me. Anybody that knows me. Okay, so we're going to be using, you can see it there in the other box on the window there, with a picture of Tesla in. I've set two webcams up to that night to actually do this session, and hopefully, you know, keep your eyes open. There may be, hi Kelly Jane's an FCD supporter. She has a box. She actually won the box in our recent competition, so keep watching out for those on the FCD page. You might get a chance to win one soon. Kelly's there. She's watching the actual live stream tonight. Much love to you, Kelly, and to everybody else, Janie and everybody else on here tonight. Lovely people, and that's what's good about these sessions, because you're the type of people that help to bring around the best results from these boxes. You've got the right type of energy, and that is very, very important, as you'll see that I put in a lot of my posts. It's not just about turning the ghost box on and hoping for it to work. You know, we hope that you keep a positive intent, be open-minded. We're not going to fool ourselves. We're not that sort of people, really. We know that. Hi, Heather. Heather White, she's joined us now as well. Getting some nice people that are joining us on here tonight. And a big shout out. I hope you'll join us in future on some more of the live sessions. It's great to see you all again. It's been a while. It has been a while. I've had a bit of I've been really busy with the box builds, but also I've had a bit of bad health again over the winter months, which does knock me back for 6. And you know, this was the first opportunity. I've felt brilliant for the last couple of weeks, and I put it all down to, and you're gonna laugh at this, but I don't know why I got this thing. It was almost like a message in my head: eat lots of apple crumble. That sounds so crazy, doesn't it? But I've been on a sort of a rigorous every other day eating this apple crumble, and custard, by the way, because the cat loves custard. But you know, I've been doing this, and my health is improving amazingly. What do they say? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Could be something in it, you don't know. Yeah, so let's get cracking. Kelly, thank you, love your box. Yeah, that is brilliant, love. I'm so pleased about that. Okay, so without further ado, because I don't want to, like I say, take all the time up with me rambling on, we're more interested in, I will keep cutting in if I hear anything, stop the box maybe for a few seconds and talk about what maybe you've picked up or you've heard or what I've heard. Okay, apples, yes, Jane, definitely. I don't know what's in them, but something, I'm not kidding you, I've never felt this healthy. My chest is clear, got more strength, I feel more awake, more alert, and that's just with eating these apples. It's very strange, very strange. Anyway, okay, I'm going to point out to you now, you're going to have to excuse me because I will be moving away from this particular area that you can see me now to the other side where you can see a big picture of Tesla there. Okay, to turn the box on. I'm going to take a second and then I'll come straight back to you. We're using the FCD MK4 Plus Adjust, the latest model, so you get the first chance now to see how this really works so well. For anybody that's interested, you know, in how this box works, because I know there's a little bit of confusion out there. The old Mark IVs used to work in a completely different way. What you used to do is turn it on here at the front, and you heard the Bluetooth thing there. You click on the third button along to actually get the radio to sweep, but it'd only go through it once. Stop, which is great for questions and answers, but then you'd have to reset it again and have it going again. On the latest models, the Mark IV and the Mark IV Plus, sorry, the Mark IV Plus and the Mark IV Adjust, you don't need this on at all. You only use that now for the multimedia, using a USB stick or putting through Bluetooth from your apps. You can put your apps, your phone apps in, that sort of thing. You've got a mobile phone and you've got an app on it. You can stick it in the front there. Okay, you'll see I've done that in a second on there, and you can run your app straight through without putting any wires to it, and it's got a nice cradle there and the handle just to hold it. So it's there. You can use it like a Geo box and a portal all in one. Great. I mean, the technology now is so good that we can do all these things, whereas years ago, lots of cables, lots of wires and things to connect them all together. So on this one, on this latest box, you can, if you wanted to, put the actual multimedia on, so you could run your apps or the Bluetooth or whatever, USB stick, and you could have the streaming radio on as well at the same time, so you get a mixture of it. But tonight we're just going to use the radio, so it's literally a toggle switch at this side. I've just got a little lamp that I've got connected up here because I want to make sure that you can all hear this loud and clear. And then you turn the radio on there. It's really easy. Sorry about this, guys. I've got a little problem, nothing too much to worry about. It's only the mode thing on here. It may be because I'm charging this up. I'll just have a quick look. There we go. Actually, that is loud. Okay, that is loud. I'll have to turn it down a little bit down here. Well, I'm going to turn it right down until we get set up properly to start. Okay, you've got reverb on this, which you could hear a little bit of reverb then as well. We won't have too much on because we do want to get some clean words through. Hi Lee from America. Hi Lee, that's lovely. Big shout out to you, Lee, and the gang over there, and your group, Lee. Janie's on her about the apples still. Yeah, isn't that funny? Coincidence that. Yeah, I just got a feeling I had to eat, and this was about 2 weeks ago. It's weird, isn't it? Connections and things. So I had to eat lots of apples, and you're the same. Okay, Keith. Hi Keith. Keith's another supporter of FCD. He's bought a box in recent months, and he's saying, hi Nigel, box is running for the last 15 minutes and had Tess heard twice. Coincidence? Well, weirdly enough, Helen, we do know somebody called Tess. Oh no, Tesla. Of course, Keith. Wow, that is a coincidence. Now, if we get this on this box here tonight, and we get Tess again, because it could have been a nickname for him. It doesn't sound too far outlandish, that, does it? No. So let's get the session going and let's ask some questions. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat. I'll try and ask them. If I miss them, I really am sorry. It's only because I'm doing all this on my own at the moment, and I'm not even sure whether things are actually working right. Mark Warren. Mark. Hiya, Mark. He's another supporter of FCD from the US. Do you know what? The FCDs are doing really well over in America. I'm really chuffed about that. People love them. They love them now. There are the people that we've still got one or two, but not many, who are the people that always will attack FCD. That's all they want to do. Ignore them. Let them carry on. They want to waste their own time. That's up to them. We just improve what we're doing all the time and try to, bring the best that we can for you guys out there. Okay, so let's turn this one up. We're going to start off with a simple question. First of all, as most of you know, I do believe in spirit, and what I am going to do is ask on all, as I did earlier before the session, is ask on all higher angels, all light beings, whether on this earth, in the spirit realm, or other worlds, other dimensions. If you're of a positive nature, please come through and assist us tonight in this session. We bind any negative energies away from this room. We do not want any interference. We only want through positive information. If in spirit you are able to help Nikola Tesla and are aware of his presence in the other world, and he wants to get through a particular kind of information to us that can prove that this session is genuine, please will you use your energies to assist him to bring through and use this box to do that. It would be greatly appreciated by everyone, myself and everyone who's listening tonight. Okay, thank you. So we're going to begin the session now. And the first question that we're going to do, I'm going to run it for a little while, and then for about 2 or 3 minutes after I've asked the question, and then we'll find out. Well, first of all, we'll let it run for a little while and we'll see if anything comes through that seems to have anything to do with Nikola Tesla. So I've asked out now if the spirit of Nikola Tesla is in the presence of us in this room or with you people over in the internet land, in your locations, because it may not come through directly to me. It may be passed on through you that are listening to the box. Could you please show us your presence here by giving the relevant information tonight? We thank you for that from the bottom of our hearts.
Dissolve. And where do you drop? Do private circular. This is what? The way. Thanks. February. My art. Be one. Down.
Can I ask, in spirit of Nikola Tesla there, could you give us a confirmation, please?
Just walk. Who knows? Up with that. Yeah, I want it. No problem. Get right. Oh, this is rough. Area. Station. The camera. Trap. Wow. Really, he would have been a lot.
Can you give me your name, please, Nikola Tesla?
Well, in my
Please give us your name, Nikola Tesla.
I did.
To pay.
Is you're like out. One of those. 9%.
Coming.
Let me March. Yeah. I talk. Spot. Ready. Getting. So.
18.
Dice.
Put the light on, because that's what can attract spirit in as well. Cheeky, that's a good one, Jay.
To draw.
Rich.
Can you tell us your name, Mr. Tesla? What's your first name?
With a
Right. Bright Light.
The crack.
Flash.
Disappear.
20.
Interested.
Right, I'm going to slow the rate of the sweep down a little bit to give the spirit, whatever spirit's there, a chance to come through. before it moves on to another snippet.
The and at this.
If you
Now why
use
I've done that is because when you have to name Tesla, other spirits may be diving in and then taking over the actual. It's a bit too much that.
the article,
Can you give us your name, Mr. Tesla, please? What do we call you? Your first name?
100,000. For you. 2 per 100.
A brush. And women.
Lot more.
Other name Baltimore?
Foot in his up. The assault.
That may have something to do with Tesla when he was alive.
The end of the set.
In that.
14 their first start. Then left. He's like me.
Can you give us your full name, please? Mr. Tesla, if you're there, can you push through? Please, spirits, give permission for Tesla to actually push through. Thank you.
Wacky.
Wacky, that were a good one.
A little stick a letter. Just I'll just
Can you see your picture, Mr. Tesla? Is that your picture? Is that like you?
yeah, he is.
It is. Do you hear that, guys? It is.
Thank you very much. Big pop.
In such different ways.
Okay, I'm going to ask another question now. If you are listening, Mr. Tesla, I'll just turn this down a second. If you are listening, Mr. Tesla, with the utmost respect as being a builder of ITC equipment and knowing that you did actually in your lifetime acknowledge, is the word I'd use, that you received information from somewhere other than the Earth plane for some of your inventions, and this was not taken seriously at the time, but many people today can acknowledge that information can be picked up in this way. Could you possibly give us some information about how that is possible? Okay, thank you. Power. Hear that, guys? Power. Private. Yeah. Now, Jane, that 30 could be really, really important. I'll explain why at the end.
Use.
Yeah, Natasha, we all heard power, and that, where's this power coming from? Mr. Tesla, could you explain a bit more about the power? What kind of power is it? In light. Did you hear that, guys? In light.
What? Ghost.
Ghost. Did you hear ghost?
Idiot.
Idiot. Yeah.
Give him.
Heard that, Lee? Definitely ghost there. Ghost.
All. Chill. What?
Going to move on to another question now, Mr. Tesla. Could you tell us whereabouts you were born? Which country were you born in? Thank you.
Crab.
Was that Croat? Croat? Could you repeat? Was that Croat? Make a note of that, Natasha. Bristol. It may have some connection with him, we don't know. I did hear it, but I wasn't sure about that. Thank you for putting that down, Natasha. Kraut. Did you hear that again? Kraut. Now this is important because I'm going to tell you at the end where he was born. Mr. Tesla, could you please, and I call him Mr. Tesla out of respect. I did feel like calling him Nicola, but I don't know, just a great genius of a man. Mr. Tesla, well, maybe not a man. Mr. Tesla, could you please come through and tell us more about where you lived when you were born? That's interesting.
Sweet. Pure.
I'm making notes of these place names because they could have relevance. I don't know anything about the place where he was born myself. Right guys. Do you want to take this opportunity, the ones that are on here? Have you got any questions you'd like to put forward to Nikola Tesla? I'm sure he is listening in spirit. Even if you're not totally convinced he's coming through the box just yet. I don't feel a spirit around me yet, and normally I do, but who knows, it may work in a different way. If you have a question that you'd like to put into the thing to ask him, some of you may have seen the character that was on Doctor Who. That was playing Nikola Tesla, and that was quite good what they did there. If you only knew, I don't know if people do know on this, that he had a very, very strange birth. Which we'll talk about briefly afterwards. But It was known as the Dove, actually, and there was a book brought out in, I think, in 1974 called Return of the Dove. And in this book, the lady that wrote it, her name escapes me at the moment. I do know it normally, but she actually claims that she knew Tesla when he was a young man, and she actually believed from the information and seeing him privately that he was not of this earth. He was actually what we would call today a walk-in. He was a human being born, but strange things happened on the night when he was born. There were thunderstorms and all sorts of things, very atmospheric, but it's never talked about any of that side of him, because again it'd be too, what came up earlier, wacky, that's one of the words, be too wacky for a scientist to be involved in that type of thing, even back in the 1930s when Tesla did most of his work. Keeps saying, ask him if he has a message for anyone listening. Will do, Lee. Yeah, I'll ask him that first. And Keith said, sounded like crow hate. Yeah, here. And priest. Yeah, there's a lot of words coming through, a lot of different words. We don't know. They may have relevance, or maybe just absolutely nothing to do with it. But I will. Well, we'll go along with Lee's now. We'll try that. And if you've got any more questions, anybody else, Lee, if you've got another question, please put it on there. I don't mind. There you go, Keith. What did we keep getting? I was waiting for somebody to do a bit of research or find out or something. Croatia. Croat. It was a Croat, right? We got that twice. He said it twice. He said it sounded like kraut the second time. I'll have to re-listen to that. But he did say, when we asked him the question where he was from, oh my God, Keith, there you go, mate, Croatia. It was actually in Serbia, yeah. So let's stick this back on. We're going to ask, on behalf of you, Lee, I'll ask him, okay, Mr. Tesla, have you got a message for, if you're listening, a message for anybody of these names? I'm going to say the names because the names carry energy, and you believe in the power of energy. It's an arithmetic type of thing. I'm going to give you the names, okay, that are on here, and let's see if we can, if I miss your name, please stick it on here because I'm trying to scroll down here and it's difficult. So we've got Leah's first, Lee Williams, Jane A. Kennedy, okay, Janie Kennedy, Natasha Marie Natasha Pearton, Keith Skidmore. I'm scrolling up in case I've missed anybody on there. I think that is that everybody. One or two have come and gone. There may be other people that are listening, but for everybody that's on tonight in Internet Land that are actually listening to this live session, if you've got a message for any of those, or if any spirit out there that's working with Tesla or around him and has come in on his energy has a message for anyone listening, these guys will be able to pick it up. They'll listen and they'll hear. So I'll let you come through now. We'll turn it up, and please, if you can, again, from the bottom of my heart, we really appreciate that it takes a lot of energy to do this, but please, if you could bring that information, that message through from the spirit world, from their loved ones, any that are passed over, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Simon. How much? Brave some. Right. To the side. We can. It was. There. How was stay constant. Quite. No. Music.
Okay, guys. Keith is asking. Sorry, Keith. Just a minute. I've lost. Oh no, Janie's asked the question now. Well, I think she asked it before Keith. Actually, I don't know what's happening here. Seems to have all gone a bit. Just a minute. All the messages have gone a bit strange here. I don't know why. Can you all hear me? Okay, guys. Is it all still working? Okay. I think it went off for a second, but it's back now. Yeah. Sorry, I missed your. I think I missed your question, Janie, about Tesla. I'm sorry about that. I'm looking for it again. I can't find it now, but if you want to pop it in again in the chat, I'll. Right, there's loads of stuff coming through for Keith there on his own box. I like the way that Keith's actually operating his own box. I think you are, Keith, are you? At the same time as this, because that would be good confirmation if we're getting very similar things coming through. Kelly Jane, yes. Okay. We'll carry on. I'm really sorry, I've lost the question. I don't know where it's gone or what happened. Anyway, let's carry on. If anybody else got a question, if not, I'll move on to my own question again now. and that is this is for Mr. Tesla, Nikola Tesla in spirit. Could you give us the day when you passed over? You know, the date that's given to us when you passed over into the spirit realm. Okay. I asked. Sorry, there's Jane again. She said, I asked, what did he think of our world? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay, we'll ask that first then. Sorry about that, Jane. Mr. Tesla, sorry for the confusion. Huge respect to you, and I know it takes a lot of effort to listen to these things. So I want this question's coming from my great good friend Janie, and she's asking you, what do you think of our world today? Is it anything like you'd expect it to have been? Or do you think that it's better than what you expected? A lot worse? Or do you have a viewpoint on it? Okay, can you get through some words that would describe how you feel about the world today? And are you aware of it even? Why do you think the world, the physical world, or are you on about your own world in the spirit realm? Why do you think it's a bit dead?
Brian.
Anybody know Brian? Okay, we're getting to a point now where we've got 10 minutes left of this session. What I'd like to do, if possible, is to ask. I know I was going to have a 2-hour session on this, but to be honest with you, I do feel there's a lot of information there that we need to go over, so I will be cutting it short at 9 o'clock, just for this first one. But what I'd like to do is, guys, if possible, is to ask you all, everybody that's listened to this first session, to actually really concentrate on that picture of Tesla that's on your screen, the one that's on the FCD out there picture for this stream. Really concentrate, look at those eyes, they're almost mesmerising. Try and sink into that picture and keep the name Nikola Tesla, you know, uppermost in your thoughts if you can do. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this last shout out, because I do feel that it's something like a massive push of energy we need to actually get him to come over with something that is new, that we can research later, find out about, and then whether it's truly from Tesla or not, and I do believe it will be, that we can actually show this as good evidence. Okay, so I'm going to read your comments in a second, but if you can do that for me now, I really appreciate it, guys. All of you on there, as I turn the sound back up and let the snippets of sounds come through the FCD box, please do that for me as I ask this question. Thank you, because this is the big push. This is what we need to do, is use our energy. And I know you understand all of this. I know the people from knowing you for years, basically, that have joined tonight, they know what we're trying to do here. Okay, so Mr. Tesla, thank you for joining us all tonight. We really appreciate it. I will look at the information that you brought through. There is some fantastic bits of information there that I am aware of from my previous research over the years that seems to fit in, and I will be presenting a follow-up video for other people to see that shows that this information could be correct. And I'd like to ask you, and my friends on here would like to ask you, one definite piece of information. Could you tell us whether it is good or bad, because you knew all about this stuff back in your time, for our own health as human beings living in the physical plane? Is it good or bad for the 5G Wi-Fi signals to be played through in our airwaves? Is that good for our own body? Can it cause cancer? Can it cause mental diseases? Or is it completely harmless? You would know these things, so please could you give us information on that? Thank you. Okay, Mr. Tesla, thank you. We've got some interesting information there. It seems that I think it was coming through from a number of sources other than Nikola Tesla there, to be honest with you. I mean, I might try this experiment again. I didn't feel, because I have actually had him come through in dreams and things in the past, and the energy feeling wasn't the same tonight. I always want to be honest about this. It may have been him influencing things, we don't know, but it didn't have that same feeling, and I don't know whether we're getting direct information or maybe we were passing it through other spirits. I'm not sure, but we did get some interesting things that I feel that he would know, so I'm going to look at those. The thing about the 5G, that was interesting. Various words came up. I'm just looking on there. The cases of things Kelly said, or danger. I got one exactly the same as where was it? I'm trying to find it. Yeah, and I thought that it's interesting that 3 kept coming up a lot. You know, the other service provider 3 rather than 5G, 3G. It's a mess, said Jane. Yeah, there's some interesting things come up there, and I thought that was interesting as well, Keith, that your box started playing up sort of thing when that question was, you know, you got some strange laughter come through, you said, didn't you, when that question was asked, and you had to switch it off and switch it back on again. I do think that was interesting, and if that happens a lot or not, I can't say it's happened with me yet, but I have heard of other people where them type of things happen. Okay, so we're going to be thanking now Nikola Tesla as it comes up to 9 o'clock. I want to thank all of you guys as well out there for joining me tonight. An hour just flies by. I know it's about 10 minutes waffling on at the beginning, but it is difficult sometimes to, because as you know, I'm an energy based creature, and I am using my energy as well as the box. This is what people that let me just explain to you, the naysayers about ITC equipment and ghost boxes, just from a technical point of view, electronic points of view, yeah, you could turn it on and you may get information come through, but I am a firm believer, as being a channeler and things like that, as some of you on here tonight that have joined us, some of you people out there are sensitives as well, that you can help the box, if you know what I mean, to actually bring through better information by having a good intention, having the right motives and things like that. Yeah, I had a brilliant time, Jane, as well. Thank you for all joining me. I really, you know, I appreciate it. It really is good. I'm going to be doing more of these in the future. What I want to do is, I know I've waffled on to a different track again, which I tend to, but what we want to do is, and you know this, Jane and Kelly and that, you know, I had a couple of years where I had to stand down a little bit because of all the trouble I had and things with the other part of the paranormal that I'm not going to mention. The only thing I'm going to mention is, in case any of them are listening, they're really sneaky, you know, they still keep coming on, 1 or 2 of them, is that they keep harping on about disclosure, okay? Everybody in UFOs is harping on about disclosure. What I want to know is what they're going to do with it when they get it. If they, well, not if, but when they get disclosure that there are other beings apart from human beings from the future and also the human beings of present, when they get other life forms that are being announced, first of all, how can we definitely believe it with this scenario of fake news that we live in today? But if we get disclosure, what are these guys that are UFO experts that repeat cases? That's the other thing I was trying to tell them, that they're not going to get very far doing that all the time. What are they going to do with disclosure? Because I can guarantee you they won't be the people that anybody in authority or anybody that, you know, wants to understand these beings better would go to. They're only experts in their own lunchtime, so to speak. And yeah, I know, but the difference for and why me and Helen got kicked out of it, basically, with a load of lies made up about us, and I'm not going to rant on, was because we were doing, like this, real investigation. We were finding things out about portals and dimensions and things like that, and it was new and it was progressive and it was trying to take the subject forward. But what are they going to do? That's my question to them all. What are they going to do with disclosure? they're going to be redundant now. That's all I can say. But good luck to them. I suppose they've never asked themselves that question ever. Okay, interesting though, isn't it? All right. Well, I really enjoyed it. The beans will take a wide berth. You're dead right there, Jane. Dead right there. Every morning, I don't know about you guys, but every morning I wake up and I say to myself, I'm just going to turn this off. I say to myself, thank you. I'm shutting down the session now. Thank you for all beings, spirits, energies that are around us for tonight. We all appreciate it, and we'll be contacting you all again soon. Thank you for your help. So it's easy to turn all this off. 3 buttons, it's turned off. Okay. Now what I was going to say is that every morning I wake up, and Helen gets sick of me saying this, and that's, as soon as I get out of bed I say, do you know, the world's gone mad. Because you learn something every day that sort of seems to prove that. And it ain't just an old gimmer here, you know, talking that way. I think there's a lot of hope for humanity, and a lot of people are waking up. But for those that aren't woken, and those that take everything at face value, the world's gone mad. It's gone mad. Anyway, hopefully it'll get better. Thank you guys tonight. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, the top of my heart, or wherever, for joining me tonight. I hope you like the new setup. I hope it all worked well. I hope there wasn't too much buffering or anything. I hope it came, but yeah, one step closer. We can't expect everything overnight, can we? That's the thing. But you know, yeah, that is the good thing. Keep positive and keep thinking that one day, you know, we'll have a better world to live in. And even if we're not here in the physical plane, we'll certainly be aware of it, you know, later. Okay, from me and Helen. Helen's not here tonight. She did pop in for a second or two on the chat, but she's busy watching Vera or something on TV. That's how dedicated she is. Terrible. She'll be laughing at that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nikola Tesla, hero. I bow down to you. Good night, everybody, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the evening. And thank you for supporting FCD, and thank you for joining me tonight. All the very best to you all. Bye.